Hello everyone, thank you all for being here today. Over the past semester, my team and I have worked very hard with L'Oreal and more specifically Vichy Laboratories to build a fully developed integrated marketing campaign to build awareness among a younger consumer demographic within the United States skincare market. And this presentation right here is a culmination of all of our hard work, and we're very excited to present it to you. Before we get started, I don't know why this is
You do have to hit the screen because
If you click once,
yeah, actually click once on the screen, it'll be fine.
There we go. Okay, before we get started, we do want to introduce ourselves. My name is Jake Masmano, and I'm the brand director of Azure.
My name is Rebecca Booth, and I'm part of the Consumer Insights team.
And also joining us in the audience is Ria and Ashley on the Consumer Insights team, as well as Alicia and Kate on brand communications.
My name is Angela Lamley. I'm the account manager at Vista.
My name's Aiden Heath. I'm the strategy and planning director.
And my name is Marie Hilbert. I'm a part of the creative team.
And Abby Morris is also joining us in the audience from the creative team.
So we first wanted to start with one simple question. Who is Vichy for? And to answer that question, we would love to introduce you to Lexi. Lexi is 22 years old, which puts her in Generation Z, which is the top skincare consumer in 2023. She's currently an undergraduate student at the University of Southern California, and along with her role as a student, she wears many other hats. She works as a barista at a local downtown cafe in LA. She is a campus leader of 2 student organizations. She is a daughter to 2 loving parents, and of course, a dedicated friend. And alongside the many hats that she wears, she has a lot of lofty goals. First, as she's about to become a graduating senior, she wants to end her college career and last semester on a high note by getting great grades. She also, as she's entering this transitionary period, wants to prepare herself professionally before she enters the workforce. And in addition to those academic and professional goals, she also wants to maintain her physical and mental health and wellness. She wants to expand and strengthen those relationships, especially with her friends before she leaves them after college, and continue to do the things that make her happy. Obviously, Lexi has a lot going on. Like any other college student, her life is a little bit chaotic at the moment, especially because she's in this really big transitionary phase within her life. The thousands of notifications on her phone, and her desk piled with remnants of past schoolwork, personal belongings, sticky notes, and other things are just 2 representations of how clutter and chaos exist in various spaces throughout her life. So let's connect this back to skincare. This is Lexi's skincare shelf. As you can see, like her desk, like her phone, it's pretty cluttered. It's a culmination of all the trendy products that she's tried throughout her college experience. And it's the perfect representation of how she's taken the past 4 years of her college life, figuring out who she is as a person. And it's also a great representation of Gen Z's tendency to be attracted to more trendy products. In fact, 83% of Gen Z browsing TikTok have said that trending products have influenced them towards a purchase. So let's return back to this simple question. Who else is Vichy for? Now we would like to introduce you to Emily. Emily is 31 years old, which makes her a millennial, which is the 2nd top skincare consumer in 2023. She's a master's degree in marketing, and she currently works as a marketing manager in New York City. Along with her professional role, she also frequently volunteers at the local food pantry. She's a mentor and coach to 2 undergraduate girls at NYU. She is a girlfriend of 3 years and, of course, a dedicated friend. And like Lexi, she also has a lot of goals, but they look a little bit different. First, the thing that's at the forefront of her mind right now is career progression, especially as she is later in her career, to really gain that greater financial stability. But also to balance it, she really wants to find that work-life balance, continuing to do the things that make her happy, continuing to build her relationship with her longtime boyfriend, and continuing to build and strengthen her mental health and physical health and wellness. So, unlike Lexi, her life is a little bit more put together. She has a weekly calendar that neatly organizes everything that she has to do throughout the week. But as we all know, a weekly calendar does not account for all the spontaneous things that come up throughout each week. And while Lexi's life clutter comes with a lot of chaos, Emily's life comes with a lot of volume, and that's where her clutter comes in.
So as we can see, Emily and Lexi are at very different points of their lives. But let's see how they relate to other Gen Z and millennials. Starting with Lexi, like we said, she is a senior in college. She's about to graduate and become a young adult. So while this pivotal life transformation is extremely exciting, she's terrified, and the amount of stuff that she has to think about to make this transformation is really overwhelming, and 70% Gen Z agrees with her. To go on with that, as we saw in focus groups along with Lexi, when people buy new trending products that they see, they ultimately end up disappointed and end up reverting back to the products that they've been using since middle school, since those are the ones they know will work. And to go along with being a little bit older and being an upperclassman in college, you have some jobs and you have some money of your own, so you are more free to spend what you want. But Gen Z and Lexi feel like their spending habits are becoming a little bit too spontaneous, since mostly they end up disappointed, and they just want to find the product and routine that works for them. Moving on to Emily. Emily is a full-fledged working adult. She's poured her heart and soul into her career, but she's feeling really burnt out because of this, and 40% of millennials agree. But because she's working so hard, she has a little bit more passive income that she can spend on the finer things in life, like high-end skincare, high-end hair care, and nice restaurants to eat at with her friends. But the key word here is authenticity. With Emily and millennials, whether it's what they buy or how they live their life, they want it to be a representation of who they are as a person. To go along with authenticity, millennials and Emily do not trust #ads, but they do trust recommendations from their peers, family, and friends. And 33% of millennials even wait to buy something until someone they know has already tried it. So they are both stressed and they're both overstimulated. Lexi's coming from this life transformation she's about to undergo, and Emily's being from the amount of work she simply has to do on a day-to-day basis. So they both need simplicity and they both need consistency.
In the ideal customer journey, it starts off with awareness and consideration, and then it ends a few steps down with advocacy, where the brand hopes that consumers will advocate for the product to their friends and family. However, consumers are stuck in a constant state of consideration because back in the day, Emily's parents saw around 500 ads per day, but now in 2024, Emily and Lexi are seeing 5,000 ads per day, and this is because entertainment, retail, and social media have all been combined into one platform. So you're scrolling on Instagram for entertainment purposes, eventually you're going to run into an ad on your feed. And because of this, because the consumers are stuck in this state of consideration, they are all experiencing the same decision fatigue. So Lexi, for example, she's scrolling on TikTok and she sees an ad for a new skincare serum that she's never seen before. She just scrolls right by it, doesn't pay too much attention to it, and then a few posts down she sees an influencer doing a get ready with me for that same skincare product. So now it's starting to enter consideration for her, but she still scrolls right on by. And then a few more posts down, she sees one of the influencers that she actually follows and looks up to doing a product review for that skincare serum. So now she's starting to wonder, is this a product that I want to buy? Is this something that's going to work for me? But she keeps on scrolling by, and next thing you know, a new competing skincare serum pops up on her feed and takes her back into that state of consideration once again. So in the United States, Vichy is experiencing two problems, awareness and consideration, but in Europe, they don't experience these two problems because Vichy is already a household name that consumers know, trust, and love, so it doesn't add on to that decision fatigue. Who is Vichy for? Or who is Vichy? Vichy is not trends, it's not a fad, it's been around for over 90 years. Vichy's not cheap, it's not a product that you're buying to cut corners. Vichy is not bougie, you're not going to buy this product as a status symbol, and it's not going to break the bank. And Vichy is not self-care, and what we mean by this is it's not a performative gimmick with questionable results. So, however, Vichy is wellness, derm recommended, sensorial, and simple.
So taking a look at Mineral 89 more specifically, it gets its name because it's 89% volcanic water and hyaluronic acid. Out of its 11 ingredients, 94% are from natural origin. It's supposed to strengthen the skin barrier by 71%, increase hydration by 42%, and plump the skin by 19%. In a survey of Gen Z and millennials, 74% of them said that they agree or strongly agreed that having a product that is derm recommended is important to them. And Vichy indeed does check this box because it's created by science and backed by science. Taking a look more at the perceptual map, like Aiden said, Vichy is not a trendy and cheap product that's going to go in and out of popularity. But it is a classic product that's priced at the perfect point for someone like Lexi who wants to elevate her skincare a little bit more, and someone like Emily who's already an adult can use it and love it for the rest of their life. So, it's time to cut the clutter, trust the science, feel good science through Feel Good Science. So, in another survey of Gen Z and millennials, we asked them, what makes you feel good? And of course people said the stereotypical answers like friends, family, and traveling, but an overwhelming majority of them did mention something to do with their skincare, whether it's having clear skin or hydrated, plump skin. So to bring these ideas together, we created a mood board that highlights the feel-good aspects of life as long as the science of Mineral 89. And we hope that this just simplifies the science a little bit and makes it a little bit less scary, of course, with Mineral 89 right there in the middle. So to come up with this idea, we had to take a look at Vichy's brand. Starting off with their core values, what we took away was that they really care about the research that goes into their products, the safety and efficacy, and the inclusivity. Taking a look at their brand image, they love that they are dermatological backed, the sensorial nature of Mineral 89, and the innovative spirit of their brand. And going on to brand claims, they believe in trusting dermatologists, staying consistent, and building confidence for the customers. And this did correlate with what we saw in focus groups, since there is a big commitment to skin health science, and people love that products were created with dermatologists, like I said before, because it makes them feel better about using the product. So that led us to the slogan that we hinted on before, feel good science through feel good science.
So now that you understand Feel Good Science, we wanted to show you our proposed media plan. This is a full funnel approach, and I'll be focusing on the awareness and consideration portions of it, and Angela will walk you guys through conversion. If we do awareness and consideration right, conversion should really be a low lift, low budget part of our full funnel plan. So starting off with awareness, we're going to have digital ads, social media, campus ambassador programs, and affiliate marketing. So first, on those digital ads, here are our feel-good digital ads. These are really focusing on the sensorial aspect of the product and the way you feel good when you feel confident in your skin and your skincare routine. These ads are our feel-good science ads. So they're focusing on the good science of the feel-good science and really simplifying down the science into a bite-sized aesthetic way that our consumers are going to want to see and interact with. Moving on to our owned medias, we wanted to focus on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and also a revamp of the Vichy website. This is because we wanted to differentiate across platforms and show up in consumers' feeds and places a bit differently and telling our story a bit differently across platforms. So first is Pinterest. Pinterest is a place where we want to do good science ads for a feel-good platform. Through surveys and focus groups, we found that Pinterest is a place where people feel the most community. They don't feel the same pressure that they feel on Instagram or overwhelmed like TikTok. Pinterest is really the place where people come to engage with feel-good content and they feel no pressure from the outside world around them. We wanted to show up here in a feel-good manner first and show engaging visuals that people will want to interact with, and then once they interact with those visuals, they're taken right to information about Mineral 89 and learning more about the product and the science behind it and why it would work for them. Next up is Instagram. We see this platform as a really important way to communicate with our audience and kind of open up that conversation about science and the products and the lifestyle you can have with Mineral 89. So we plan to do this through 6 steps. First is highlighting those visual ads that I showed you before. Next is reposting our paid influencers as well as dark posting user-generated content so that Vichy is showing up in different places with different faces all throughout your feed in different storytelling ways. Then there's highlighting our video ads, both our short form and long form, to just tell that story in a different visual and engaging manner. Next up is that educational content, really demystifying and simplifying down that science in a way that's aesthetic, again, and engaging. We want the Instagram to be a one-stop shop for everyone who wants to learn something about the product. They can go onto the page and they're able to learn all the science, but they're also going to be able to see the lifestyle aspect of it, as well as step number 5, which is where you can get Vichy in store, any retail promotions we might have going on, and really tying it into that physical retail experience. And finally, we would want to highlight tips and tricks on how you can use Mineral 89 in your skincare routine already and how to incorporate it into your lifestyle that you currently have. So next is video ads. We've mocked up a short form video ad for you guys, so we'll just let this play. So this is an example of a short form video ad that we could use for user-generated content or highlight on our platforms for that short form video push. It's an example of how busy college students like Lexi and like myself can fit Mineral 89 into like the beginning and the end cap of their day and how it kind of roots them even though we have these crazy lifestyles. So next up would be long-form video content. Now this content we really want to focus on storytelling and engaging with the consumer. We want this to show that Vichy's really meeting you where you are and ready to welcome you in any lifestyle that you may have and wellness you may pursue. So we mocked up a little storyboard for you guys, and we really want to focus on feel-good lifestyle and feel-good routine, but really bring in the feel-good science with our feel-good results, ingredients, research, and ultimately feel-good science. So next part of our plan would be our campus ambassador program. Now this program would allow campus ambassadors to represent Vichy on their own campuses. They would hold pop-up events where they would be able to educate their peers on things like the AI skin tool, as well as hand out feel-good samples of Vichy to kind of create that buzz and swell for Vichy on campus and still educate everyone who's coming in contact with the product. A great example of a campus ambassador would be Lexi. Lexi's outgoing, she's involved, she's passionate, she's educated, and she would be a great example of someone who would be welcoming and able to hand out Vichy in her different clubs and to different organizations and really spread the word of Vichy around her campus. So next would be our affiliate marketing approach. So for affiliate marketing, we found that a lot of people are searching terms such as these: best skincare products, best hyaluronic acid serum, best daily serum. We want Minerals 89 to show up here amongst the top of these in a way that people really trust and understand. So we decided when we searched all of these that these were the main publishers that were posting like the lists which correlated with our searches. So we wanted to implement Vichy in these affiliate marketing lists and really show up in a way that's trustable. We found that our millennial audience really resonate with finding products this way, and it is something that they trust and look to when they're purchasing products or making these kinds of searches. So next for our consideration phase, we're going to be focusing on influencers, the Ulta and Vichy in-store experience, our Simplify the Science series, and our packaging refresh. So first up, Feel Good Science influencers. This is our team of Feel Good influencers. We have a range of ages, niches, types. We have dermatologists on here, but what really ties all of these influencers together is their ability to connect with their audience and that feel-good aspect that you get from watching them. All of them are an authoritative voice in their own niches and are someone that their audience really looks to as a trusted source for recommendations. We decided to do this approach because 79% of young consumers agree that they're tired of seeing those polished ads coming from brands and brands talking at them rather than talking with them. So we wanted to highlight all of our influencers and their feel-good niches and really tie this all together with Mineral 89 as a way to speak to our audience in a way they want to understand. Next is our Simplify the Science series. So this kind of ties in our dermatologist influencers from the last slide. So we could have a behind the scenes with Dr. Joyce Park, where she's speaking to both the Vichy audience as well as her own audience in a story series or a Reels or TikTok series, really talking about the importance of skincare, the importance of Mineral 89, educating behind the science and Vichy products, while also talking to her followers in that candid manner that she already possesses. Next would also be those educational graphics that we highlighted on our Instagram previously, just bite-sized, easy ways to understand information about the product and why it's good for you, as well as utilizing video assets that Vichy already has and just reinforcing that good science message through Reels and TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, we identified an opportunity for Vichy. So there's a new part of TikTok, a new folder that they're starting to promote, and it's the STEM folder. It's not in every single TikTok app yet, but that's why we identified it as like a future opportunity if it gains traction. So currently, STEM TikTok is TikTok's effort to educate their consumers and their viewers and kind of make the app a more educational place where you can have like that other type of content. So we thought that our Simplify the Science series would fit great on like a STEM folder like this, and it's also all of the content that's on there currently is really highly engaged with and something that people are scrolling through, so we thought that it would be a great way to expose Vichy in that educational sense. So this is just a little roundup of all of our influencers exploring their feel-good and their feel-good science in different ways, whether that's through their confidence and skincare, their food, their wellness, their routine. All of them have a different way where they experience their feel-good, but what ties them all together is that the audience is really going to trust and see this because it already fits in with their current content that they're producing, and Mineral 89 would be a great addition to their lifestyle. So for this short form content, we really don't want it to feel disruptive while scrolling. It's built for that consumer engagement we were talking about. It's short and easy to understand, and we want it to be in a vertical position for the best experience. So this is just some examples of prompts that we could give to our paid influencers: morning and night routines, 5 to 9 before the 9 to 5, and daily essentials. These are just some examples of trends that are really highly engaged with on the app right now and that we could see our influencers participating in. So lastly is our in-store facial experience. So we know that Vichy launched in Ulta recently, and we're super excited about that. So we wanted to tie an experiential marketing tactic to this retail experience. So imagine you're walking into an Ulta and you're greeted by a Vichy skincare expert, and they're explaining the AI skin tool to you while also providing you with samples and a little facial experience. This is a really great way, we think, to tie experiential marketing and the feel good into the education that you're getting from the skincare expert provided by Vichy, and it's ultimately an experience you're going to want to come back for again and learn more and kind of get that pampered feeling and feel good from your retail experience. Oh, so lastly is our packaging changes. So during focus groups, we found that people really enjoyed the Mineral 89 bottle. They loved how heavy it felt in their hands. They loved the two-pump aspect of it. But what was holding them back from ultimately purchasing the product was the box. They felt that the box didn't align with the luxurious packaging of the product inside. So we wanted to simplify the box and also make it stand out against other skincare competitors on the shelf. So we simplified it down and also wanted to incorporate our feel-good science into our packaging, obviously. So we put a feel-good science fact on the top of every box. This science fact is a simple science fact about hyaluronic acid, followed by a really positive and uplifting quote, so like conquer the day with confidence. So this we really feel will tie it in from first seeing that social media ad to opening your product at the end of the day and really feeling the good science.
So now that Marie's taken us through those first two stages of awareness and consideration, we're going to move into conversion, and this really should be an easy call to action just to remind users and empower them to take that step once they have already learned about good science and feel good coming together. So we're going to go through a refresh of the landing page, some updates for in-store, and lastly shoppable ads. Moving on to our landing page first, we wanted to make it an experience even when you are just checking out the Mineral 89 product. So on the right, we have those good science facts, how you're benefiting from Mineral 89, but on the left, we also included those feel-good visuals that we're using across all of our media platforms just to remind them, the consumers, of that cohesion that we are really looking at when we talk about Mineral 89. Scrolling down, we also see that we wanted to exemplify how you can trust the science and how you can trust Vichy. So taking Simplify the Science one step further and making sure that consumers understand what's happening all along every step of the way. Now, when we look at the shelf display refreshes, we wanted to make sure that the skin AI analysis tool was at the forefront. Again, when they meet that product for the first time, when they are picking up that tester sample, giving those two pumps, feeling the sensorial aspect, we don't want them to miss out on the good science part as well. We also thought that the hashtag VichyGlow was a great way to connect offline and online experience together. So this is what we've mocked up for the shelf displays. Now, if we want to move on to shoppable ads, we've mocked up the Instagram Shop Now ads just to give consumers that extra push that they might need to remind them that they are able to empower their day and really experience good science and feel good as well. When we look at future expansions, we actually have seen a lot of success on TikTok Shop, and a specific case study we wanted to pull is Benefit Cosmetics, who have sold well over 87,000 product units just according to its TikTok Shop, and actually the SVP of their global on the marketing can see triple or quadruple sales from TikTok Shop easily in 2024. And so for the future, we think it would be a great idea for Vichy to take that extra step and link the feel-good, sensorial, good science ads that we're already pushing on TikTok, and then gives consumers that extra step to empower them to really take that action and have that call to action on TikTok as well. And so at the end of the day, Lexi and Emily and a lot of people in their target age demographic, they're just tired and they want to know what works, but they might not fully understand what it is that goes into skincare. And we want to be able to give them that information to simplify the science so they don't have to worry about whether it feels good. We can push them through consideration, and all they really need to worry about is that skincare should make you feel good. So we know that we showed you a little mock-up of our short form video ad. We actually did get the chance to do our long form as well, so we wanted to give you a little visual and an insight into how we see feel-good science play out.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling
So, we hope that we can exit the studio ad.
Full screen it.
So we hope that you were able to feel the good science throughout this presentation and embrace feel-good science for Vichy. Thank you very much.
I don't know if maybe while we're switching over to the other team slides, if either of our mentors would like to make a comment or any questions for the teams.
I know I just personally pinged my internal team about the STEM tab within TikTok because that's honestly new to me. So kudos for working with me every week, but still surprising me. I love that opportunity, and I think that it makes perfect sense for the Vichy brand and the Feel Good Science angle that you guys will be able